Hey guys, it's Miss Stefan, and I have your vocabulary words for Unit 6, so make sure to take careful notes. Our first word, accede. Accede is a verb. It means to yield to assume an office or dignity. So kind of two definitions there, to yield to or to assume an office or dignity. Some synonyms would be consent, comply, and assent. All right, so to agree to, obviously, would be the handshake. So if you agree to something, you accede. So I would accede to the deal that if you all get 100% on this vocabulary test, then everyone will get a free day. The other definition to assume an office, it was recently put through British Parliament that all females in line for the royal throne could also be in line with the boys. The boys wouldn't naturally go ahead of the girls, which is what was the system a few years ago. So now a woman may accede the throne over her brother if the brother is younger. Your next word is brandish. To brandish means to wave or flourish in a menacing fashion. Synonyms for this would be to swing around, to shake around. And the clip that I used for this would be from one of my favorite movies, The Princess Bride. In this clip, we see both actors brandishing their swords and engaging in a sword fight. They are both swinging them around. They are shaking them at one another. Up next, we have comprise. Comprise is a verb. It means to include or to contain, to be made up of something. Synonyms for comprise would be compose, so if something is composed of other parts, or constitute. So the Union Jack is the flag of Great Britain, and it is comprised of 3 different flags. The flag of England on the left, the flag of Scotland in the center, and the flag of Ireland, or the northern part of Ireland. So you had England, Scotland, and Wales, all of them comprised together to create the Union Jack that you see above. Next word is deft. Deft is an adjective, and it means skillful or nimble. Synonyms for this would be adroit, which was a former vocabulary word. Adroit and deft mean the same thing, or proficient. A musician who runs a one-man band, like the one you see here, would have to be deft at creating music on different instruments because he has so many instruments that comprise one song that he would have to be able to play them all effortlessly for a one-man band. Your next word is destitute. Destitute is an adjective. It means deprived of the necessities of life or lacking in. Synonyms include wanting, impoverished, or penniless. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, a lot of American families were destitute in that they lived in tent cities, they lost their homes, they lost their savings, they had trouble making ends meet. They were impoverished and penniless during the Great Depression. They were destitute. The next word is explicit. Explicit is an adjective. It means definite or clearly stated. Synonyms for it include distinct, clear. A stop sign is definitely explicit. It is clearly stated the action you are supposed to perform when you see a stop sign. You're supposed to stop. It is explicit instruction. Extirpate is a verb. Extirpate means to tear up by the roots or to destroy totally. Synonyms mean uproot, eradicate, wipe out. It is to completely destroy. If you have weeds in your garden, you would want to extirpate them immediately, tear them up by the roots and destroy them. Otherwise, they will inhibit the growth of the flowers or plants that you have planted yourself. Inopportune is our next word. Inopportune is an adjective. It means coming at a bad time or not appropriate. Synonyms are ill-timed or inconvenient. An inopportune time would include when it rains during your wedding. It's inopportune for an outdoor wedding when it's pouring down rain, as you see here. So it is an inconvenient time. The next word is ironic. Ironic is an adjective, and it means suggesting an incongruity between what is expected and what actually happens. So this sign is ironic. It contains irony, things that I hate, vandalism, irony, and lists. It's ironic because all three of those things are being displayed on the sign that they created to tell what they hate. They are vandalizing, this list is ironic, and it is a list. Next word is musty. Musty is an adjective, and it means stale, moldy, or out of date. A synonym for it would be antiquated. So you can probably see the word antique in there. An antique would be out of date. It would be stale and moldy. A basement, especially one that carries water or absorbs water, would probably be musty in odor and in dampness. It would be stale and moldy because of the moisture in the air. Mold would form in a basement and make it musty. Officious. Officious is an adjective, and it means meddling, excessively forward in offering services or assuming authority. Synonyms for officious would be meddlesome or prying. This man right here is reaching around the cook. He is being officious toward his dish by adding salt. He is being excessively forward in offering services. The chef doesn't need him, and yet he's doing it anyway. Next word, ominous. Ominous is an adjective. It means unfavorable, threatening, of bad omen. Synonyms include sinister, threatening. This is an ominous photograph, actually, for many reasons. Everybody has their faces covered and obscured their identity with a black veil. You can see the clouds behind them in this black and gray environment. All right, so this would be an ominous photograph. It feels like those men mean ill will toward the viewer. They are unfavorable and threatening. If you saw them, you would feel like you had bad luck, like a bad omen was happening. Our next word is pinnacle. Pinnacle is a noun, and it means a high peak or point. Synonyms include apex or the summit. The pinnacle of a mountain is what mountain climbers attempt to climb to. You see these climbers going to the pinnacle of Mount Everest, the apex, the summit of Mount Everest. Next word is premeditated. Premeditated is an adjective, and it means considered beforehand or deliberately planned. Synonyms for premeditated include rehearsed, prearranged, or calculated. We have Dexter here, if you've ever seen the show Dexter. It's a little violent for your age group, but oh well. So Dexter is a serial killer who only preys on other serial killers to get rid of them in the world. So Dexter's murders are always premeditated. It means that he plans them beforehand to get away with it. They are prearranged. They are calculated. Next word, rampant. Rampant is an adjective. It means growing without check or running wild. Synonyms include widespread, unrestrained. The Japanese honeysuckle might look pretty and smell nice when the breeze goes through them. However, the Japanese honeysuckle is a rampant weed. It is destroying a lot of the natural plants and vegetation in our area because it runs unchecked and it's almost impossible to start and get out completely. Next word is solace. Solace is a noun, and it means comfort, relief. Synonyms include soothe, to reassure, is to offer solace. A baby who is teething or just upset because it's a baby, even this cute one here, might get solace from a pacifier. So you just kind of plug it up there. All right, they get comfort and relief from a pacifier and maybe a hug. Look at that cute little face. The next word is stately. Stately is an adjective, and it means dignified or majestic. Synonyms include grand or magnificent. These two pictures are from the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, the very famous Vanderbilt house. As you can see, it is a stately house. It is dignified and majestic. It is grand and magnificent. That center piece right there, or the top left, sorry, is the dining room at Christmas time. Imagine that being, where you gather with your family and friends. This is a stately home in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Next word is supple. Supple is an adjective. It means bending easily, bending with agility. Synonyms include flexible, limber, or pliable. I can't think of anyone more supple than these contortionists from the Cirque du Soleil. All right, see how bendable they are, how flexible. They are supple. They are bending easily and with agility. Next word is suppress. Suppress is a verb, and it means to stop by force or to put down. Synonyms include subdue, crush, or stifle. When you're in class and you're making eye contact with your teacher, but you really, really want to yawn, have you ever tried to stifle a yawn so that they didn't think you were being rude and saying that they were bored, that you were bored and they were boring? To stifle would be to try to suppress. To suppress would be to stifle a yawn, to crush it. Next word is venal. Venal is an adjective, and it means open to or marked by bribery or corruption. Synonyms include dishonest or crooked. Someone who is venal would very happily take a bribe, a $100 bill, concealed in the hand during a handshake as you accede to some kind of agreement. All right, that is it for this week, guys. Don't forget to check the due dates for your test, and you should be able to find a Quizlet link on Canvas underneath this video. Have a great day. Bye.